want to talk about the Republican race and the troubles of Ron DeSantis. And that DeSantis is having problems is now quite obvious. I do see a DeSantis team every day on X, on Twitter, talking about how DeSantis is doing great, how he is nailing it in every interview, that he maintains his calm. He's evidently raised a considerable amount of money. He has a political war chest. They talk about the fact that he's doing well in Iowa. And so they kind of lay out the most positive case for DeSantis. But even so, you can tell, even with his most enthusiastic advocates, would have to admit, DeSantis is not doing as well as they had hoped. They had certainly hoped that DeSantis would be if not the front-on favorite, which probably was their ultimate dream, that he would at least be the main rival to Trump, with everybody else kind of way back. So it's going to be Trump, it would be DeSantis, and it's going to be one or the other. And if it's not going to be Trump, for whatever reason, it would be DeSantis. And there would be a chance for DeSantis to make the argument that if Trump is immobilized in some way, or even that DeSantis would be more effective in achieving the Trumpian agenda than Trump himself would be, which would be a paradoxical case, but a case that could be made. But interestingly, none of this is happening. That world that we kind of may have been expected to go into is not the world we live in now. The world we live in now is that Nikki Haley is trying to push ahead and become the main alternative to Trump. And she's essentially making an open pitch to the DeSantis people to kind of come over to her camp so that there is an alternative to Trump. And so Nikki Haley's been making some progress. Vivek Ramaswamy has shown, at least for an outsider, I mean, think of this guy. He's in his late 30s. He has no prior political experience. He's an incredibly dynamic and glib and effective speaker, but coming out of nowhere and being able to run neck and neck with people like Nikki Haley and DeSantis is amazing. So you'd have to say that Haley is, at this point, outperforming expectations. Again, maybe not her expectations, but nevertheless expectations. And certainly Vivek is also. So what is the deal with DeSantis? Where did DeSantis go wrong somewhere along the way? And if so, where? Let's look at a lot of DeSantis's obvious strengths. I mean, he's a young guy. He has a great family. He's eloquent. He gets a lot of things done, and he has proven that in Florida. He's obviously as serious about policy. He's got a Florida model that is a kind of sparkling contrast to, say, the Newsom California model. I'll talk a little later with John Cox, an attorney, about Newsom. So you think that DeSantis has a lot to offer with his candidacy. But something, as I say, has gone terribly wrong. And I think Debbie and I were having a conversation about this. We were actually talking about something that Julie Kelly posted on X, where she was kind of flaying the DeSantis candidacy and the DeSantis team for betraying the January 6 defendants. And she goes, listen, there's a whole bunch of them. I forget the actual number. It's something like 50. 50 of these defendants or more are from Florida. Some of them are clearly abused by the government. So maybe in some cases, okay, well, this guy, swung a shield at the cops, or this guy punched a policeman. All right, let's not talk about that guy. Maybe that guy's getting his just desserts. But there are a lot of guys who didn't do that. Perfectly peaceful, didn't even go into the Capitol. And Julie's point is, why hasn't Ron DeSantis said one word supporting these people? Now, there are some people who say, well, he really couldn't do it. He's only the governor of Florida. He doesn't have a federal office. But Julie's point is, no, we're not even talking about him pardoning them. He doesn't have the power to do that. We're just talking about him speaking out on their behalf. We're talking about him meeting with the families. We're talking about him asking for permission to visit the jail. He's done none of that. He's essentially, well, to use the analogy from Pontius Pilate, washed his hands off of January 6th. And in the next segment, I'm going to explain why I think he felt compelled to do that. Debbie and I are on a great health journey, but we still struggle to eat enough fruits, veggies, and fiber, and those are a requirement. Now, lucky for us, we discovered Balance of Nature, and what better way to get all your fruits and veggies plus fiber than with Balance of Nature. This is Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule, so easy to take, made from fresh whole produce. The produce is powdered after an advanced vacuum cold process which stabilizes the maximum nutrient content. And this is Balance of Nature's Fiber and Spice, a proprietary blend of fiber and 12 spices for overall and digestive health. Join Debbie and me. Start your journey to better health right now. Call 800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com. You get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code America. Again, it's balanceofnature.com, or you can call 800-246-8751. You get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code America.